Can Zhen Huan, blessed with both beauty and talent, truly outshine all in the imperial harem and enjoy everlasting favor? Mei Zhuang, as we had agreed, would claim that she accidentally fell into the water by herself, which naturally dispelled any suspicions. Xianling, offering his consolation, also visited Mei Zhuang more frequently. Mei Zhuang's health recovered quickly, and she was determined to wait for the right opportunity to act. Hence she remained quiet and bided her time. Empress Hua also maintained a calm demeanor, without any notable actions. In the 13th year of the Qianyuan era, April the 10th, it was regardless a joyous occasion, which elevated my reputation since the beginning of spring even further. Between the greetings and congratulations, the inner palace, as always, maintained its superficial peace and harmony. For the moment I could breathe a sigh of relief. As May approached, the weather gradually became hotter. My health was already much improved, but Xianling, still worried, often had Wen Shichu prepare some nourishing tonics for me. One day, I was admiring the 2 new goldfish tanks that the Imperial Household Department had sent, alone on the porch. The tanks were made of Jingdezhen blue porcelain, and the newly planted lotuses inside were only as big as a child's palm, vivid and dripping with freshness, pleasing to the eye. Beneath the lotuses in the water, several scarlet goldfish were kept, with the clear waves like jade, the green leaves like umbrellas, and the red fish swimming leisurely, truly delightful. Seeing me contentedly feeding the fish, Pear suddenly remembered something and said indignantly, "That Yu Gengyi is really over the line. Ever since she fell out of favor and was moved out of the Hongni pavilion, she has been cursing the young master all day, using foul language to insult the young master." I lightly sprinkled some fish food into the tank and said indifferently, "Let her be. I have a clear conscience in my actions and deeds, so I suppose her curses won't come true." Pear said, "But her words are really unbearable. Should I have someone seal her residence or report it to the Empress?" I brushed the fish food off my hands and shook my head. "No need to bother with such people. You are too kind-hearted, young master. One should be forgiving where possible. It's natural for her to feel resentful after losing favor. She'll get over it after a while." Just then, Huan Bai came with medicine. "Miss, the medicine is ready, you can drink it now." I took a sip of the medicine and frowned. "The medicine seems sour these past 2 days." Huan Bai said, "It might be because of the new ingredients Master Wen used, so it tastes sour." I hummed in response, slowly finished the medicine with a frown, and rinsed my mouth with clean water. After sitting for a while, feeling a bit dazed under the sun, I had Huan Bai help me inside to take a nap. Huan Bai laughed. "Miss has been particularly sleepy these past 2 days, wanting to take a nap shortly after getting up. You must be tired." "Perhaps. They say in spring one sleeps unaware of dawn. Near summer even more feels lethargic and withdrawn." While joking, I felt something was off and stopped to ask, "Huan Bai, when did I start being so sleepy? Was it just these past few days?" "Yes, you've been feeling sleepy for the past 5 or 6 days, sleeping 5 or 6 hours out of every 12. The Emperor came the day before yesterday when the sun was already high, and you were still asleep. He didn't let us wake you." She suddenly stopped, her expression gradually becoming a mix of confusion and unease. I felt a chill in my hands and asked, "You've noticed something wrong too, haven't you?" Huan Bai quickly let go of my hand. "Miss, don't sleep yet. I'll go and call Master Wen right away." I hurriedly instructed, "Don't alarm anyone. Just ask Master Wen to check my pulse." I walked step by step into the warm pavilion and sat down. The brocade tablecloth on the table, with its intricate patterns, shimmered with a cold light under the sun. I grasped the tablecloth bit by bit, feeling as if my back was covered with prickling thorns, jabbing me, making me straighten my back. When Shichu finally arrived, his expression still calm. He took my wrist to feel the pulse without a word, then took out a fine silver needle and said, "Please forgive me, young master, this might hurt a bit," before piercing it into an acupuncture point on my hand. His touch was light, causing only a slight tingling sensation, not painful. As when Shichu gently twisted the needle, he explained, "This is the Higu point. If the young master is simply feeling normally tired and sleepy, there should be no issue. But if it's due to medication, the silver needle will change color upon insertion into this point." Shortly after, He withdrew the needle and examined it against the sunlight for a while before saying, "This is the prescription I prepared, but someone has added something else to it." He placed the needle in front of me. "Please take a close look at this needle." I looked closely and indeed, the silver needle seemed to be coated with a faint layer of green. My hand trembled, and the needle fell into his palm. Looking into his eyes, I asked, "What kind of poison was added?" "It's not poison. Someone has increased the dosage of a few herbs in my prescription, which were originally in very small amounts. The person who tampered with the medication was very careful and cautious, adding only a minimal amount, so it wasn't easy to detect even with daily pulse checks. However, even with such small doses, the young master would initially feel lethargic and sleepy, and within half a year, would become mentally deranged, akin to dementia. I must have looked terrified, as I could feel my undergarments soaked with cold sweat. My heart was filled with shock and anger, but I forced a smile and said, "It seems they really regard Huan highly, to resort to such means against me." When Shichu quickly responded, "Young master, please be at ease. Fortunately, it was discovered early. Having taken it for only a few days, timely treatment won't harm your health." He carefully put the needle back into his bag, worriedly saying, "This was clearly intended to kill the young master slowly, a most sinister method." I sighed and said, "The competition in the harem is extreme, indeed difficult to guard against." I earnestly spoke to Wen Shichu. "If it weren't for you, sir, I might have died without ever realizing it." Wen Shichu looked guilty. "It is my negligence that caused the young master to suffer." I softly said, "Sir, you shouldn't blame yourself too much." He solemnly replied, "I will take extra precautions with the young master's medication in the future. From selecting the herbs to brewing the medicine until it is administered to the young master, I will personally handle everything to prevent interference." I seriously said, "The urgent task now is to find the person who attempted to poison me, to prevent such incidents in the future." I glanced outside the window, lowering my voice. "The poison must have been administered by someone close to me. I started feeling unwell a few days ago, and coincidentally, a dozen new maids and eunuchs had just arrived in my palace. Although I had already instructed the managers Xiao Yunzi and Jinxi to watch them, the palace is bustling with many people and tasks, and they might be overwhelmed. In my opinion, we should keep an eye on those new maids and eunuchs. What does the young master wish to do? We'll need your help, sir, to put on a show as if nothing happened, to avoid startling the snake by hitting the grass." "At your command, young master." "Lu Zhu, open the window, I feel a bit stuffy." Lu Zhu opened the window as told, and I walked to the window, speaking loudly. "Since Master Wen says I'm fine, I'm relieved." I then gave him a wink. When Shichu caught on and immediately said loudly, "The young master's springtime sleepiness is not a problem. It would be good to take this opportunity to rest and recuperate." I thanked him. "Thank you for your concern, Master Wen. The Emperor personally instructed me, and I dare not neglect my duties." "Then we're indebted to you for your daily efforts." Lu Zhu, see Master Wen out properly. "I will rest now." After Wen Shichu left, I immediately called Xiao Yunzi in and gave him detailed instructions, to which he nodded repeatedly. After finishing, I whispered, "You have been negligent in this matter. Now do as I say, be vigilant, and do not alert the enemy." Xiao Yunzi's expression turned serious and he hurried off. I acted as if everything was normal. In the evening, Xiao Yunzi came to see me and quietly told me that a small hole had been found at the bottom of the palace wall, appearing to be newly made. I remained calm, knowing that aside from Wen Shichu and Xianling, no one else had entered my palace, and the eunuchs and maids serving me had not gone out. It must have been someone tampering with the entrance to sneak the medicine in. I said, "Pretend you don't know about it and don't pay special attention to that spot. Just be vigilant tomorrow during the medicine preparation. Make sure you, Xiao Lianzi, and Jinxi catch the culprit red-handed and take them by surprise." Xiao Yunzi gritted his teeth and said, "Yes, Xiao Lianzi has some skills. The traitor won't be able to escape." At night, lying in bed, I gazed at the bright moonlight through the embroidered bed curtain, feeling for the first time the hidden and sharp danger lurking in my Tongli palace, inching closer to me. Despite my vigilance, I still fell asleep until the sun was high. The medicine was brought to me, and seeing everyone's dejected expressions, I knew they hadn't discovered anything, Xiao Lianzi said. We were guarding outside the whole time, and it was Pinner who watched the medicine being prepared. No one else came near, let alone tampered with it. I couldn't help but grow more suspicious, wondering if we had been noticed and the culprit became aware. I glanced at Xiao Lianzi, Xiao Yunzi and Jinxi. Jinxi hurriedly said, "We were very careful. At the time, I was discussing the dinner menu with Jingqing outside the kitchen. Xiao Lianzi was directing the junior eunuchs and cleaning the courtyard, and Eunuch Yun was checking around as usual without giving away our presence." I picked up the medicine bowl and took a sip, noticing the faint sour taste again. Annoyed, I spat it all out on the ground, angrily saying, "Such cunning, still managed to poison the medicine." Jinxi and the others were shocked and immediately knelt down, saying, "It must have been our negligence, we beg for the young master's forgiveness." I didn't ask them to stand up, simply stating, "It's not entirely your fault. To be able to poison the medicine right under your watch without being noticed, and with no one approaching the medicine pot in between, there must be some trickery involved."
Follow us to avoid getting lost and enjoy endless exciting stories. For more content, please go to the Story Wall homepage to view more exciting novels.